Honorary first aid.
I can do it.
Honorary first aid.
We can do it.
Honorary first aid.
You can do it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode of Ordinary First Aid. Ordinary First Aid.
We can do it.
Excellent. So today we are with the wonderful students of Rotep Schools, Shomolu, where we're going to be teaching them on what you do when you have a bleeding injury. So we have with us here all the necessary tools we need. We have the mannequin, which is right here, which looks a replica of the human hand. We have the first aid box, and we have all that we need for personal protection. So I hope you'll enjoy this particular episode and you know exactly what to do anytime you have a bleeding injury. Ordinary first aid.
We can do it.
Excellent. Anytime you have a bleeding injury, what is the first thing you do? You know, in this environment, we have people doing all sorts of things. People will say add oil, some engine oil. Some will say add sand, all those things. Some will even just keep dabbing it. And these things can bring about germs to the injury, can make people have infections, can make them lose a lot of blood. There are even cases people died from this kind of things. But there are simple ways in which you can go ahead and manage a bleeding injury and make sure that you recover and you don't lose your life from it. So, first of all, when you have a bleeding injury, the first thing you're going to do is make sure that you go and get your first aid box and then you wear your gloves. So along with me here is this wonderful students who will be wearing his glove so that we can work together on this particular issue. So wear your gloves. Wear your gloves. Anytime you have to administer first aid, the first thing you do must be to protect yourself. To protect yourself, you make sure you wear your gloves. So we are both wearing our gloves. Wear the second glove. When you are dealing with people who have cough, we are dealing with things that has aerosol, anything that can affect your breathing, make sure you also wear your face masks. Make sure you wear your face masks. Excellent. So now that we have worn our gloves, the next thing we're going to do is in any situation where you see a bleeding injury, like what's happening now, you take a very sterile material and apply it to it. Apply a firm pressure on the bleeding injury. You apply a firm pressure and make sure you don't release it for at least 2 minutes. If you apply a firm pressure on the injury, after some time, the blood will clot and then you can recover properly. But if you keep removing, like in this case, you keep removing it to check, the bleeding is going to continue. And then under this circumstance, the person will lose a lot of blood and that can lead to a loss of life. So my assistant, go ahead, put your sterile gauze on it. Any sterile material, anything clean, a clean piece of cloth, apply pressure. Now hold it with your thumb. Hold with your thumb. Your thumb this way, good. And put your other hand under it. Good. Firm pressure. Make sure you don't release that pressure no matter what's going on. Now for you to be able to count your 2 minutes, there are many methods you can use. There's a song that you can use that goes for 20 seconds, and when you do that 6 times, you'll be able to calculate your 2 minutes. So the song goes like this. Do, gene, do.
Do, gene, do. Kiri, do, do, kiri, do. Yeah. Do, gene, do. Do, gene, do. Kiri, do, kiri, do. Yeah.
So that's just for 20 seconds. So you do that song 3 times for 1 minute, 6 times for 2 minutes before you open up again to see if it has stopped bleeding. When you have a bleeding injury like this, once you have applied this, the next other thing you want to do is apply plaster or any other firm adhesive. If when you've done that, it's not still stopping, then you need to apply your gauze bandage. So you take a big amount of gauze and apply it over the wound, and that will prevent bleeding. Once you've done this, make sure that you go to your nearest hospital to ensure that they manage you properly, give you antibiotics to prevent you from having infections and dying from it. So thank you very much for being part of this particular episode. I hope you enjoyed it. We're going to be sharing more tips on what you need to do anytime there's any issue that requires first aid. Because ordinary first aid,
We can do it.
excellent. Have a wonderful day and see you next time.
Ordinary first aid.
We can do it.